What happens when one of the most powerful politicians in America repeatedly attacks the same person and instead of disappearing, that person becomes even more famous? That's exactly what happened when Donald Trump set his sights on Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. For months, Trump kept repeating the same insult. At rallies, interviews, and public events, he called Crockett a low IQ person. His supporters applauded the attacks while critics accused him of focusing on personal insults instead of policy. But as the comments continued, a surprising question began to spread. Why was Trump spending so much time talking about Jasmine Crockett? And that's when the story took an unexpected turn. Every time Trump mentioned her name, more people searched for her. More headlines were written. More interviews were booked. Instead of fading away, Crockett's profile continued to grow. What began as a political attack was turning into national attention. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a television interview, Crockett was asked whether she would take an IQ test against Donald Trump. Instead of avoiding the question, she answered instantly, "Absolutely." The audience erupted. In that moment, the conversation shifted. Rather than debating Trump's insult, people were talking about Crockett's confidence. She appeared calm, fearless, and completely unfazed by the attacks. For many viewers, that response became one of the most memorable moments of the entire feud. But Trump didn't stop. He continued bringing up Crockett at speeches and events, questioning her intelligence, and mocking her role within the Democratic Party. Yet every new comment seemed to generate another round of media coverage. Political observers began pointing out an interesting reality. Sometimes repeated attacks don't weaken an opponent. They make them more visible. Meanwhile, Crockett started asking a different question. Why was the president so focused on her? Why keep returning to the same target, instead of discussing bigger national issues? Suddenly, the feud became about more than two political figures. It became a conversation about leadership, political messaging, media attention, and the power of public perception. Whether you support Trump or Crockett, one thing is clear. This wasn't just another political argument. It became a perfect example of how modern politics works, where attention is power, headlines shape narratives, and sometimes the biggest battles aren't fought over policy, but over who controls the spotlight. So, here's the question. Did Trump's attacks damage Jasmine Crockett's reputation, or did they help turn her into one of the most talked about political figures in America? What do you think? Subscribe to Sakura's Intric and let us know in the comments below.